Hi there. Nice to see you today. I hope you're ready for your practice because I am. See you soon. Hi there. Welcome to your slow flow practice for today. My name is Guy here in Victoria, BC on the west coast of Canada. Happy to be here with you today. Today's practice is going to be a nice well-rounded slow flow with a little bit of a challenge thrown in here and there. And I hope you enjoy this one. So what we need to do is get onto your mat and start from there. And as you come to a seat, or if you really want to lie down, take a nice big inhale and a long exhale. Maybe sigh, close your eyes, and settle in for a moment or two. The first part of any well-rounded yoga practice is to allow yourself to arrive and to settle. So arrive into your practice space, onto your mat. Bring your awareness into your body, into the sense of the heaviness of your body. And inside that body, feel the rhythm, the feeling, the sensation of your breath. As you arrive into your body, allow yourself to relax, to dissipate any kind of obvious tensions you might be experiencing. Just settling into presence. And if there's any particular reason why you came to practice today, allow yourself to connect with that. What is your intention for your practice? And it's really more a question of what is the feeling that you would like to have at the end of your practice. Begin to feel that feeling right now and use that to guide you as you practice. Lovely. Let's start with a shared breath together. Nice big inhale. And a long exhale, sigh again. And welcome my worldwide friends to your yoga practice. Great to have you here. As you inhale, open up your eyes, reach your arms up overhead. And here, keeping your legs across as best you can, bring your hands forwards as best you can and sink into a little bit of compression into your hips. Maybe your hands are close, maybe they're far away, maybe you're folding into your elbows. Just take a couple of breaths there. Letting things waken up in the lower body. And then slowly again, sit up. And this time, find your way onto your hands and knees into a tabletop position. So tabletop position, knees under your hips, wrists underneath your shoulders, fingers spread nice and wide, the tops of your feet tugging forwards ever so slightly. Now, there's a pressure in your hands and they're sort of dialing away from you, so their baby fingers are attempting to rotate away from you. Cat-cow breathing. As you inhale, lift your head, lift your tail, send your heart forwards. And as you exhale, round your spine, press the mat, chin tucks, pelvis forwards. A few times like this. Inhale, lengthening through the front of your torso. And exhale to round, press the mat, tuck your chin. One more time. Inhale to lengthen through the front of your body. And exhale to round through the back. Just mobilizing our spine a wee bit here. As you inhale, come to a neutral position. Really get those hands comfortably placed. Tuck your toes at the back. And with your toes tucked, press with your hands, get your knees to hover a little bit off of the mat. Use lots of pressure, resist the pull of gravity. And then move your bum towards your heels. And then as you drop your head down, lift your bum up and start to paddle your legs. It's the dreaded downward dog. So here, we're just starting to wake up your legs. So bending and straightening your legs quite a bit, twirling your ankles, cracking your toes, whatever feels good. Let that happen. And then start to walk yourself up your mat and drape yourself over your upper thighs at the top of your mat. Head dangling down, shoulders relaxed, knees bent. Just decompress your neck, upper back, shoulders. A little bit of a shiggle, a little bit of a shake. Oh yeah, that feels good. And then from there, as you inhale, come about halfway up. Send your heart more forwards, legs straighter. Exhale, fold, bend your knees. Do that again. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold, bend your knees. This time, drop your bum more or less into the chair. Keep it there. And then inhale, swoop your hands forward, sit up. Your hands could be directly forwards or they could be overhead, whichever suits you. Oh, Utkatasana, chair pose. Waking ourselves up, adding a little bit of heat to our practice right at the get-go. And then from here, let's inhale, stand up. Exhale, hands wide to the sides of your body. And bring your feet tight together. So your big toes touch, your heels touch. Inhaling, bring your hands up overhead. And exhaling, bring your hands down the midline. Interlace your fingers, press your palms down. Keep your fingers interlaced. Now here, really squeeze your heels firmly together. Press your palms down strongly. Your chest nice and proud. I'll show you from a little bit of an angle here. As you inhale, send your hands forwards and up to the ceiling, still interlaced. Stretch up nice and strong. And then exhale, hands release and come down to the sides of your body. Exhaling all the way down. Again, inhale, hands up. Inhale, 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 inhale. Exhale, hands come down the midline, fingers interlace, palms pressed down strongly. Inhale, hands forwards and up to the ceiling, strongly, stretch up. Exhale, hands go nice and wide to the sides of your body. Again, inhale, hands all the way up. Exhale, hands come down, fingers interlace, palms pressed down. And this time as we inhale up to the top, pause at the top. From here, your heels are still touching, but spread your toes out a little bit. Heels touching. Feel the weight shifting a little bit to your big toe mounds. And then inhale, come up on your big toe mounds, keeping your heels more or less together as you stretch up. Probably feel this in the ankles and the calves. And as you exhale, heels down, hands down, slowly. Let's try to coordinate those two movements at the same time. Inhale, come up on your big toe mounds, hands overhead, fingers interlace, palms press up, stretch up. You might wobble, that's okay. Exhale, heels down, hands come down. One more time, inhale all the way up. Squeeze the heels, even squeeze your bum a little bit, press your palms up, stretch up. Exhale, heels down, hands all the way down. Step your feet as wide as your mat with your heels still turned in. A few rising and falling squats. Inhale your hands up. Exhale, sit down as far as you can while keeping your feet flat. Inhale, come up. Send your hands up to the ceiling. Exhale, sit down. Maybe a little further. Inhale, up. Exhale, sit down. And linger now at the bottom, taking a few breaths, maybe a little pressure between your knees and your elbows. Trying to keep a nice long spine, tail to top of head. Find that sense of yielding into the hip creases, but still proud through your heart. And then as you inhale, stand all the way up. And exhale, hands down. And step your feet back together. Heels touch, toes touch. The inhale, hands all the way up. Wake up our spine. Interlace your fingers. Point your index fingers. Settle your shoulders. Again, inhale, reach up. And exhale, side bend to your right. Keep your shoulders and your hips square with the front of your mat. Inhale, come up. Exhale, side bend to your left. Your hips go right. Let's really reach to the upper left, not the lower left. Inhale, come up. Exhale, a bit of a back bend. Hips forward, chest up. Inhale, come up. Exhale, fold forwards halfway. Keep your legs and your torso straight. So torso parallel to the ground. Inhale, come up. Exhale, this time side bend to the left. Hips go a little right. Inhale, come up. Little side bend to the right. A little bit of a pull with the right hand perhaps. Inhale, come up. Exhale, back bend, hips forwards, chest up. Inhale, come up. Exhale, halfway forwards. Squeeze your arms towards your ears. From here, stay looking at the floor. Bend your knees, separate your hands, and inhale, sit into the chair. Oh my goodness. Squeeze those legs firmly together, nice and lifted through the heart, your heart. Breath calm. Breath calm. So always finding your breath. If you find you're short of breath, make it less challenging. Big inhale. Exhale, fold the rest of the way forwards. From the top of the mat, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend your knees, plant your hands, step one leg, the other leg back to a plank position, at least initially. Drop your knees down if you need to. Otherwise, a sense of squeezing your legs towards one another here. And then slowly, knees down, hips down, chest down, and stay as they are. And inhale right away into Cobra. So Cobra is a little bit of a lift through the heart. We're not straightening our arms. Take another big inhale. And as you exhale, look over your right shoulder, drop your left shoulder, thoracic twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, look over your left shoulder. Inhale, center. And exhale, down you go. As you inhale, come to your hands and knees. Tuck your toes and push back and up. Oh, downward dog. There it is. You'll notice my knees are bent quite a bit. The focus is to get your bum up high, your head down low. So really it's about spinal traction or spinal extension. Beautiful. Send your right leg up nice and high behind you. And as you exhale, try to tap your right armpit with your right knee. Keep your foot nice and high. Boom. Inhale all the way back up. Exhale, knee to nose or thereabouts. Inhale up. Exhale, knee to left armpit across the body. Again, as high on your arm as you can. Inhale up. And exhale, step your foot between your hands. Now, if your foot doesn't get between your hands, maybe drop your back knee down and step your foot forwards. And let's all drop our back knee down and adjust our clothing. It's going all over the place today. From here, keep your hands down, back toe tucked, back knee down. As you inhale, lift your hands up overhead and stabilize into a kneeling lunge. Beautiful. Another big inhale. As you exhale, we'll lean forwards, lift up your back knee, and flare your hands forwards. This is a leaning lunge. As you inhale, drop your back knee just about to the mat, hands up. And as you exhale, lean forwards, back leg straightens a bit. 2 more times. Inhaling, knee down, hands up. Exhale, lean. Last one. Inhale and exhale. Nicely done, guys. Inhale your knee to the mat. Exhale your hands down. Extend so walk your weight back. Extend your right leg long, right toes back towards you. And get a nice sense of engagement through the back of that right leg. Yeah, and only going so far as is reasonable for you. Find a sense of activation. And then inhale, step to the front of the mat, and exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, hands to the ceiling. And exhale, wash your hands down. Again, we're going to do it again. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, dive all the way forwards. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, bend your knees, plant your hands, step one leg, other leg to plank pose. Option to bring your knees down to the mat. Make it accessible to you, what works for you. And then we will all put our knees down, feet flat, lie down. This time, take your fingertips off the mat, elbows lifted, fingertip cobra. Inhale, come up to cobra. And right away as you exhale, look over your right shoulder, left shoulder drops. Inhale, center. Exhale, look left. Go again. Inhale, center. Exhale, look right. Inhale, center. Exhale, look left. Well done. Inhale, center. Exhale, lie down. Hands back where they were. As you inhale, come to your hands and knees. Tuck your toes. And back we go. Downward dog. Paddle your legs out. Like I said, it's going to be a little bit more active today. Hopefully this is accessible in most bodies. I know it is a little more challenging. As you inhale, left leg high. Exhale, left knee to left armpit. Inhale, up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, up. Exhale, knee to right armpit across the body. And then inhale, up. And exhale, step your foot as far forwards as you can. Drop your back knee down. Maybe you step your foot a little bit more forwards. And then again, inhale, rise all the way up. And sink into this kneeling lunge. Big inhale. As you exhale, lean forwards, lift your back knee, flare your hands forwards, a leaning lunge. From here, those 3 little knee dips. As you inhale, knee down, just about to the mat, hands up. Exhale, lean. Again, inhale. Exhale. And again, inhale. And exhale. Well done. Inhale your knee right to the mat. Exhale your hands down. Extend your left leg nice and long. Toes lift. Walk your weight back as much as you like. Feel that sense of engagement in the back of the left leg. A little bit of a drag, even dragging your heel back towards you. Breathing calmly. And then slowly step to the front of the mat, half lift and fold. And dangle there with your knees a little bit bent. Let your breath come back to something normal. As you inhale, come just halfway up. Place your hands on your hips. And as you exhale, stand up. And once you're at standing, inhale again, hands up. And exhale, wash your hands down. One more cleansing breath, big inhale. And exhale, hands to your heart. And then just pause and feel where you're at now. So that was quite active in its nature. And typically us folks in the Western world are quite rajasic, or what we call agitated, fiery. And we need to meet ourselves where we're at. So we get a little bit of fire, and then in our practice, get the fire in, and then start to moderate things and slow it down. So now I'll slow it down a bit. Slowly, hands down, eyes can open up. Give it a little bit of a shiggle, a little bit of a shake. Technology flopping all over the place here. Alrighty, from here, let's move into one-legged balance. So for this balance, hands to your hips, feel the weight shift into your left foot and bring your right knee up. Hold onto your right knee, draw it in quite strongly, even draw your right toes back towards you. From there, take your knee out to the side as high and wide as you can. Still, your right foot is active. Take your left hand, palm face up, out to the left. Maybe thumb and first finger touch, that's chin mudra. We try to get lots of distance between our knee and our extended hand. Option to look towards that extended hand. Try to find a place where you can breathe
And really maintain that sense of connection with the standing leg. Gaze forwards, hand to hip, knee forwards, foot down. Shake it off. Notice any difference in sensation from one side to the other. So always being present with what's happening for you. Root into your right foot, lift your left knee up, hold your left knee, lift it nice and high, and then take your foot or knee out to the side. Notice the left foot is awake, is doing things, is drawing your feet back towards or toes back to your knee. Right hand out the side, maybe first finger thumb touch. And again, try to find this distance from knee to foot. If you come out of it, don't beat yourself up. It's normal. We're learning to find new ranges of motion, new capabilities. So testing our end range of motion here a little bit. And that's a good thing. Gaze forwards, hand to hip, knee forwards, foot down. Shake it off. Get rid of the tensions, right? From this place, face the long edge of your mat. So standing in the middle of the mat, face the long edge of your mat. Bend your knees a little bit and then jump your feet apart. So feet nice and wide. That's it. Now pivot on your right heel, turn your right toes to the whatever that end of the mat is. Bend your right knee. We're setting up for warrior two. So your front knee is bent or right knee is bent. Left leg is straight. Your torso upright. Feel this connection from your feet to your pelvis, to your heart, and then out. Send your hands out either direction and look towards your right hand. So the formalism of the pose is that both arms are roughly parallel to the ground. So one's not low and one high. Trying to get them parallel to the ground and parallel to the edges of the mat. So your hands aren't forwards or one forwards and one back. So nice straight lines. It's a formalism. So in other words, that's how we make it look pretty. And eventually you gaze over your second finger of your right hand. From there, take your left hand to your back leg, flip your right hand up, inhale your right hand up to the ceiling, and bend a little bit more into your right hip crease. I like to take my right hand to the back of my head. It just accentuates the stretch to the right side of my torso, and a little bit of resistance between hand and head helps to create sort of dynamic opposition there. So exalted warrior. And then inhale back to warrior two. Straighten your front leg or the right leg. Pivot on your right heel so you're facing the long edge of your mat. Pivot on your left heel. Bend your left knee. Sink down. And then here we are now, warrior two on the other side. Gazing out to your left hand. Again, formalism. We're trying to keep your eyes square so your head's not tipping one way or another. It's just a rotation of your neck and a gaze forwards. So if your neck doesn't rotate too far, that's okay. That's where it goes, right? So playing with that. Left palm face up, right hand to your back leg. Sink into your left hip crease a little bit. Maybe you look up. Maybe you hold the back of your head. Find that elongation through the left rib cage. Opening up from the inside. Yum. And then inhale back, warrior two. Straighten your front leg. Pivot on your left heel. Pivot on your right heel. Bend your right knee. And lean on your right knee as you take your left hand overhead, palm face the floor. So notice, if you can see me in their computer screen here, there's a nice straight line from your left foot to your left hand along the side of the body. This is extended side angle. You want something a little bit more juicy. Drop your right hand inside your right shin without collapsing, and instead put pressure between your forearm and your knee and sustain that, so less leaning. Or even send your right hand forwards as well. Tuck your right shoulder in, left shoulder over. This is a challenging pose. Remember warrior two? Inhale back to warrior two. Straighten your front leg. Pivot on your right heel. Pivot on your left heel. Bend your left knee. Lean on your left knee. Right hand extends nice and long. Extended side angle. And again, more juicy. Drop your left hand down without collapsing. Put pressure between your leg and your arm. Or juicier still, send your left arm long and get your upper body more or less perpendicular to the floor. Extended side angle. As you inhale, come back up, warrior two. Straighten your front leg. Pivot on your heel and then dive forwards, bending your knees as much as you need to until your hands touch the floor. Let your head drape down and just give it a little bit of a shiggle, a shake. This is called wide leg forward fold. Take a few breaths there. Notice your breath rate slows down, your heart rate slows down. This is what inversions do, inversion being a head below your heart. Now start to go side to side a little bit like an ice skater, getting extension into your inner leg line as you go side to side. And then pause with whichever leg is extended. Pause, fire up the muscles of your inner thigh here. Linger into it. And then go to the other side, extend your other leg, fire up the muscles of the inner thigh. And then slowly again come back through center and drape yourself lazily between your legs. Let your hands relax. Nice. And then inhale, half lift, hands in front of your face. Let's add in a twist. We haven't done many twists. Left hand stays in front of your face, up on your fingertips. Inhale your right hand to the ceiling. Stretch up and look up. Exhale, right hand down. Inhale, left hand up, twist. Exhale down. One more each way. Inhale, right hand up. Exhale, right hand down. Inhale, left hand up. Exhale, left hand down. Beautiful. Hands to your hips. Inhale halfway. Exhale, ragdoll up. Inhale, fill up. And exhale, hands come down to your hips. From here, a little bend in your knees. Jump your feet together and go side to side a few times. You can probably face the front of your mat now if you were facing the side. And then one more balance and we will get down onto our mats. So tree pose, I like tree pose as a good settling, I find, of my mental focus from this pose. Pivot your right foot open, so this takes your right hip and opens it out a little bit, and either a little kickstand or placing your foot somewhere on your leg where you can press your foot to your leg to foot. If you wobble, that's fine, that's normal. Find that good sense of connection, hands to your heart, and if you like, hands even up and shoulders nice and broad. And you know, you're a tree, you're not a telephone pole. And if you fall down, well, trees eventually fall down. So be okay with it. Find your breathing, find a sense of calmness, sense of equanimity. If it's really quite easy, consider looking up and challenging yourself a little bit further. Nice big inhale. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale your knee forwards and exhale your foot down. Little shiggle, little shake, and take your weight into your right foot now. Externally rotate your left foot and then place your foot wherever it's going to go. A little bit of pressure between your foot and your leg. Keep your right hip integrated. Hands to your heart. Gaze forwards, and if it feels appropriate, hands up, shoulders wide, fingers nice and bright. Tree pose, Vrksasana. Nice. Feel the easy flow of your breathing. You're gazing forwards, but you're not gazing at anything in particular. It's more like a broad sense of vision here. Nice big inhale. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale your knee forwards and exhale. Foot down. Give it a little shiggle, a little shake. And then stepping to the back of your mat, take a big inhale and exhale, fold all the way forwards. Walk your hands up the mat as you drop your knees down and find your way all the way onto your belly, lying down on your mat. Stack your hands, take your elbows nice and wide, and place your forehead on your hands just for a moment here. Notice the feeling of your body rising and falling as you breathe. And now let's just attend to the muscles of your back. Take your hands beside the side of your body by your bum or your hips, palms face down. And then as you inhale, lift your torso, face, hands, feet off the mat, flying. And just notice again the rising and falling of your breath, the rising and falling of your body. Try to use an inhale to come up a bit higher and then stay there as you exhale. And again, inhale even higher, exhale to stay there. One more big inhale, and then exhale, hands by your shoulders, come up and back, child's pose, hands forwards, head down, bum back. Get a sense of slowly begin to sit up, and as we come to a seat at the back of your mat, swing your legs out front. Give them a shiggle, give them a shake. And then lean back probably, bottoms of your feet together. Let's take your feet a little further away from you today. Attending to your outer hips is what we're up to. Holding on to your shins. Lift your heart. Fold forwards into your hip crease. So not rounding your upper back just yet. And then once you've gone as far as you can into your hip crease, then drop your chin down and round your upper back, bound angle pose. And yield into this, feeling a simple rise and fall of your breath again. And notice here as we get more and more to the end of the practice that the focus becomes more and more about your breathing. So the breathing practice tends to bring our energy more to a place of steadiness and balance, sense of calmness and centeredness as we go about the rest of our day. So it's quite purposeful. And then slowly begin to sit up, hold your outer knees, squeeze your knees in towards you. Give yourself a bit of a hug, and then extend your legs straight out in front of you. Take a big inhale, and exhale, reach for your feet. If you can. If you can't, that's fine. Grab your shins or the mat. And then just folding again into your hip creases with your legs straight. I like to keep my hands to either side of my legs and walk my fingers forwards, creating a sense of extension through the backs of your legs, the backs of the spine. Nice. And then slowly, slowly come back up and lie down on your back. As you come onto your back, draw your knees in, give yourself a good squeeze, a little bit of movement if that's appropriate. And then drop both feet to the mat with your feet gently separated and touching your heels here, so your feet are close enough that you can just touch your heels. Take your hands and interlace them across your belly, keeping your elbows nice and tight to your body. Lift your bum a little bit off the mat. And get this sense of pressure with your feet, like you're pushing your upper back up the mat. Stabilize into your left foot and bring your right knee up strongly towards you. And then as you inhale, lift your bum higher. And as you exhale, let your bum sink down a little bit. Inhale, bum up, stretch up. Exhale, bum down. And one more time, inhale up as high as you can and linger there. Right knee strongly drawing towards you. And then exhale, foot down, bum down. Hands stay as they are. Maybe a little wiggle waggle with your legs, sort of windshield wipering. Then balance on your right foot. Lift your hips off the mat. Left leg comes up. Just a little bit off the mat here with our bum. And then inhale, lift your hips up strongly. Exhale, drop them down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. And on the third one, inhale up nice and high. Draw that left leg more towards you, nice and active. And then slowly, spine down, foot down. Hands can relax to the sides of your body. And again, flip-flop your knees a little bit side to side. Nice. Now take your feet as wide as your mat and drop your knees together. So knock knee and keep your knees together. Hands, palms face down on the floor. So it's like a tripod here. As you inhale, this time lift your bum up. Keep your knees squeezing together. And exhale, drop it down. I'm noticing that on my thigh muscle. I don't know about you. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. And third one, inhale up, knees together, feet wide. Press your hips up, press your hands down. And exhale, release all the way down. And draw your knees again into your chest. Give yourself a nice hug. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Maybe you lift your forehead towards your knees, maybe not. And then slowly drop your feet to the mat. Shift your hips a little bit to the left and drop your knees over to the right. Extend your left hand and look to the left. You could use your right hand to hold your knees down. A supine twist. Really relaxing in, and again, focusing on your breath, rising and falling quite easily, slowly, completely. Relax any kind of gripping in your face, your forehead, your jaw, your neck. Yum, feels good. Dissipating tensions that you might sense in your hips. Could be the upper hip, the lower hip. Every exhale is a chance to soften a bit more. Now let's slowly come back through to a neutral spine. Your pelvis nice and square. Settle for a moment. Let the settling happen. And then shift your hips a little to the right as your knees drop to the left. Extend your right hand, gaze off to the right. Maybe your left hand holds things in place. Supine twist. So again, reattend to noticing where you're carrying any tension. Face, torso, hips. And use your exhale breathing to soften, to dissipate that sense of tension or gripping that you might be experiencing. In other words, melt into your mat. Just melt. Your breath is your guide here. Evoking that feeling that you wanted to feel from your practice. Letting it come in. And then slowly unwind onto your back again. Again, just pause as you come onto your back. And then one more movement I like to do this. I call it a nervous system reset. Both legs up, both arms up, and gently roll your wrists and your ankles in one direction and then the other direction. Similarly, we can squeeze and pump our hands into fists, spreading your fingers. Same with your toes. Squeeze, spread your toes, and then just shake it all off. So shake those wrists, shake those feet. Dissipate any kind of stuckness. And then slowly, feet down, hands down. Nice big inhale. And a long exhale as we arrive into Savasana. So Savasana is a breathing practice, in my mind anyhow. So as you melt your body, stay present with the rise and fall of your breath, and even get more precise with your attention, perhaps placing your attention at the tip of your nose and feeling the coolness of your inhale and the warmth of your exhale. This allows you to sustain that attention on your breathing as you lie here absorbing the benefits of your practice. And continue like that for a few more minutes. You may notice that your one nostril may be a little bit more stuck than the other. If that's the case, focus on the stuck side, breathing a little bit more expansively on that side. And then bringing your awareness, your attention now to the center of your chest, the heart, the sternum. Feel your breath there, rising and falling. Notice any resistance that might be present in the ribs. And then today, sensing into what are you thankful for? So friends, family, pets, health, whatever it is, feeling a sense of thankfulness and gratitude, and bringing that with you as you go about the rest of your day today. Let's conclude our practice with a shared breath, a nice big inhale, and a long exhale, sigh. And thank you so much, my worldwide friends, for sharing your practice and this space with one another. So good to have you here and guide you along today. Wishing you a beautiful day ahead. Namaste.